Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about how to find happiness in little things, which is surprisingly easier than you might think. Every single day we are surrounded by opportunities to appreciate and really find joy in little things that go on around us. Throughout this video, I'm going to teach you how to find happiness in little things throughout your day, every single day, using a really simple and easy technique that has to do with referring to your five senses. So if you are excited for this topic, make sure you hit the like button down below and make sure that you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so that you will be notified every time I post a new video just like this. It also really helps the YouTube algorithm know that you like this content and will help me and my channel grow. So thank you so much for your support. Now let's begin with our topic for today. So a really easy and approachable way I have explained finding happiness in little things before is by referring to the five senses: seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching. And although you don't need to refer to those things to find happiness in the little things, it's a good place to start for some people who don't really know where to begin or where to look. So I'm going to take you through each of the senses and give you some examples of the types of things that you can find, the little moments of happiness in each day that has so much to do with your senses. As we go through the video, I would like you to actually have a piece of paper and divide it into 5 different boxes for the different senses. And I want you to take notes as we go along and write down what is relevant for you within each sense. So let's start with eyesight. There are so many little happy moments throughout the day that we always miss because we're just so caught up in the stress of life and work and family and everything. So with our eyesight, it could be something as simple as the sunrise or the sunset. It could be something as simple as looking at a starry sky or looking at the moon. It could be something like the ocean, looking at the mountains, something beautiful, primarily that has to do with nature, I have found, at least in my experience. But it could be anything that when you see it, when you look at it, it gives you a sense of calm and a moment of peace and happiness. This happened to me the other night. The moon was out, it was full, it was big, and it was bright. And I happened to be walking past the window and it caught my eye and I just had to look at it. That was a really happy moment for me because it was such a beautiful thing to look at. Maybe it could also be something like looking at your pet, whether you have a cat or a dog or whatever your pet is. For some reason, whenever my cat is sleeping or whenever she's grooming herself or eating, she just always looks so adorable and so happy, and I just love watching her do things because I guess one, it's interesting to see her behavior, but it also genuinely makes me happy, and I've noticed that several times whenever I would watch her do something. So on your paper, make sure you write down things that you know bring you happiness and calm and peace and joy when you see them, and make it a conscious effort that when you notice that they're happening, to pause whatever you're doing if you can and just take a moment or two to look at the thing and enjoy that moment. Now let's move on to the sense of smell. So I'm sure for a lot of people, including myself, food is a big one in this category. If somebody's cooking something or you're cooking and you smell all of those different smells come together into something amazing, take a moment and appreciate that thing that you're smelling. Find the happiness in that moment. Not just to, quickly smell it and say, oh yeah, that smells good, but rather to really experience it and internalize it. So if you smell an aroma that is just amazing to you, whether it's food or candles or flowers, whatever smells good to you, really put yourself in the present moment and experience the whole thing. It's just gonna last a moment or so, but I really want you to enjoy that moment and lose yourself in a way in that moment, just to find that happiness and de-stress a little bit. This happened to me last night actually when I made Alfredo penne pasta from scratch. I just used a bunch of different ingredients. Even before I cooked anything, when I chopped the onion, when I chopped the garlic, the parsley, just smelling those different ingredients, even when they're not cooked yet, was so amazing, and it was so calming, and it was a very, very happy moment for me. Another one that I think a lot of you guys can relate to is fresh coffee. When I have my cup of coffee, I love the smell of it. It makes me feel energized. It's a little moment of happiness for me that I get to enjoy every single day. Whatever it is for you that you like to smell, I want you to write that down in the box that says sense of smell on your paper so that you can remember the things that you enjoy to smell. So when they come up, you're more likely to remember to take a moment to enjoy them. Now let's move on to hearing. So I'm gonna start with the obvious one for everyone, which is music. So it's no secret that when we hear music that we like, it instantly puts us in a good mood. It instantly makes us happier. Another example of finding happiness in little things with our sense of hearing is the noises that we hear from nature, whether they are birds or crickets, waves crashing down, breeze going through the trees. Literally just take a minute out of your day to just stop, stand there, and look at the trees and listen to the way the wind goes through them. It's a little moment of happiness and peace in the middle of your busy day. Another big one for me is when I travel, I absolutely love to listen to the noises and the sounds of the place that I'm in. One time when I was traveling in France, one of the places I went to was Nice, and I found a little market there. And I walked through it. It was a market that sold stuff like cheese and olives, fruit, different bread, just a bunch of stuff like that. And I loved to hear the way people spoke. I loved to hear the different sounds of the market. And it's, you hear different languages, you hear different ways that people talk, you hear different noises, the way that the car horns are, they're different than where I'm from, so there's just so many different noises to absorb. And for me, that is a moment of happiness. And I'm sure that has to be a moment of happiness for a lot of you guys too. So just really remember to take that opportunity and take advantage of that moment to really absorb yourself in it and enjoy every single second of it. So again, on the paper that you're using to follow along, make sure in the box that says hearing or sound, whatever you wrote, to write down all of the different sounds that you enjoy to hear. All right, you guys, we have 2 senses to go, so we're almost there. Let's move on to the sense of taste. So we're obviously going to talk about food again, which I'm not even mad about because I love it so much. But basically what I want to say about finding happiness in little things with your sense of taste is that I feel like a lot of us are always distracted when we're eating, myself included. I do this too. But what I notice is when you take time to really focus on the food. You're not watching anything, you're not playing anything, you're not distracted by anything, but you are enjoying the flavors and the different spices in the food that you're eating. It is like a whole different experience because you're not like half paying attention to it. You're not half somewhere else mentally. You're literally all in that moment and you are feeling happiness because of how amazing that food tastes. Really focus on the food, even if it's just for the first minute or so. Like if you really want to watch something while you're eating, that's fine. That's up to you. I'm not telling you not to, but I'm encouraging you to try maybe the first minute or two to just focus on the food so you can fully experience all the different tastes and experience how those tastes make you feel. So again, on your paper, in the box that says taste, I just want you to write down the food that is your most favorite, because I know a lot of us have lots of different favorite foods, but write down maybe your top 5 that you really, really enjoy eating. The next time you eat that food, I want you to take a second, I want you to take at least 1 minute, but maybe longer if you want to taste just the food and focus just on the food without being distracted by anything else. Oops. And to fully be in that moment of happiness with the food that you're tasting. Now we are at the last one, which is sense of touch. So what are some examples of how to find happiness in little things with the sense of touch? Well, one of them is hugging somebody. So hugging your significant other, hugging your family members, your friends. That is a moment of peacefulness, of safety, of happiness that we experience when we hug somebody else. Another example is literally feeling a material that feels nice to you, like silk or cotton or something soft. If that feels nice to you, just enjoy that moment. Or even something as simple as getting into bed. So like if you worked a really long, stressful day and you're so tired and you finally get into bed, just that sinking feeling that you feel when you are laying down in bed with the warm sheets and the pillow and everything soft and comfortable, even taking a moment to appreciate that is gonna make us happier and calmer and more peaceful. Another example is to pet your pet. So whenever my cat comes up to me for cuddles or to get pet, it's something so simple because she comes up to me for attention. But in that moment, I am so happy and I enjoy moments like that because it's also very calming for me. And there are studies that show that petting an animal can make you calmer and reduce your stress levels. I don't know about reptiles actually. If you have a reptile, can you comment below and let me know if you feel that same way when you hold your reptile or pet it? Like, do you feel a calming effect? Is that a moment of happiness for you? Let me know in the comments below. So you know the drill. On your paper in the box that says touch or feel, make sure to write down a couple of things that you like to feel. I want you to keep this paper and review it frequently just as a reminder of all the different opportunities we have on a daily basis to find happiness in little things. Remember that all of those things are going to happen every day, whether you pay attention to them or not. So the birds will be chirping, the waves will be crashing, the mountains will be there, the smell of coffee will be in the air, the sounds of the environment. All of that is going to happen every single day, whether you pay attention or not. So if you're especially somebody who's looking to try to be happier overall and you're just overly stressed, make sure you review your list and remember that those are things you can find every single day. You just have to remember to pay attention and recognize it when it's happening, and then learn to slow down, even if it's just for a moment or so, to fully immerse yourself in that moment and enjoy it and be happy. That is it for the video today. If you liked it, make sure you head on over to my YouTube channel where you can watch other videos I've made all about self-care, personal development, self-improvement, mental and emotional health, and more. Before we go, make sure you hit the like button down below and make sure that you hit the subscribe button with notifications turned on so you will be notified when I post a new video every single week. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!